Ai Hoshino is one of the biggest Kira in the story of Oshinoko that you cannot stop watching until you get closure. Look at this cute little idol show with their dancing and singing and their cute little relationships and all their cute little entertainment problems. This is totally one for all the kids. I'm gonna kill my predator dad. It literally runs in my genes.
I'm in.
Guys, I kept getting recommendations for this show from various kinds of people, friends, anime avatar users on YouTube alike. I'm like, wow, this purple haired girl must have stolen their hearts with their sign-in
B.
Komachi. However, no one told me our MC would be a future vengeful murderer in the making that's gonna murder the true villain that took away our Kira, Ai Komachi. Our MC Aquamarine is 25% Lolicon, 25% Mommy Complex, and 100% Predator. Aqua, who gives Mother Bleeper a whole new meaning. Sadly, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, cause is looking like a 100% Predator as well. And our Aquamarine, let me guess, is gonna drown him with this acting. PTSD. Follow Aquamarine as the Predator that will catch a predator. The main plot is one gigantic murder mystery. What's great about this story is how very Kurokawa Akane it can go.
I'm in.
Where there's an actual mystery in the story of who killed our There's an even bigger mystery to what our MC Predator in the making will eventually come to realize by the story's end as he embarks on this slowly leaking secret that he wants to murder his predator dad that may have set up Ai to die. In this video, we're going to be covering Oshinoko Season 1 and a little bit of hint of Season 2. This is a drama mystery idol anime that shines bright like a diamond in her lies, hoping to find true love behind those star-studded eyes. In Ai's search for true love and hoping that her lies may become truth someday. Her solution? Babies. That's right, our most crucial character of the series at the too young to have kids age of 16 and is very likely into older dudes. That older dude is likely high up in the entertainment industry that preyed upon our young budding star. In Aqua's attempt to exact revenge, he will gather all the intel he needs and prey upon his predator dad. This whole situation is nothing but red flags, but hey, it makes for a good story. The best part about this anime is the storytelling and the incredible characters you easily get immersed in when you have a trauma-inducing prologue ending like that, establishing the mystery of the main plot, establishing the motivations of the MC killing daddy predator, along with the utilization of all the characters that you get to feel every inch of the character, from angry, sad, happy, romantic triangles that involve awesome trolling. And you know, some characters are so depressed, sometimes you gotta say, no you won't.
Yes.
Many of the themes of the show and lessons revolve around, you guessed it, the entertainment industry. It's something that we can all surprisingly relate to through the characters because the writing is so damn good, with the theme being idols and actors. One of the biggest lessons and motifs that gets brought up early is communication, because you know, we're all social creatures. The story starts off with our red flag, almost lolly loving MC doctor with just enough of a morality to stop himself from feeding off his 16-year-old mother's teats. So yeah, our MC Amamiya Goro, or Goro Amamiya, gets reincarnated into a Aquamarine Hoshino, along with his now twin sister, who also got reincarnated into Ruby Hoshino. Ruby's past life was a patient of Amamiya, as she was a sickly 12-year-old girl named Serena, who greatly admired Ai Hoshino, the Kira, a B Komachi, whose Serena admired her doctor, who fantasized about what it would be like to be a child of a superstar, living life with a little edge over the others by being that child of someone like Ai. Aqua and Ruby are the twin children of Ai Hoshino, who is only known by her stage name of Ai, is one of the stars of an idol band called B
Komachi.
winning over fans with their heart blasts. Ai is our idol and she is the genesis of the entire Oshinoko story. The story doesn't work if it doesn't somehow lead back to her character. It's kind of special what they did for the story. All in one episode that is technically a movie, which is more than enough to build everything rewarding about her character until the very end. So how did we get into this reincarnation scenario? The MC doctor, who is supposed to deliver twin babies to a 16-year-old idol star who took an abrupt hiatus from her life of idol lives, is where it all went terribly wrong for our MC. On his way home on short notice to receive a message to deliver Ai's babies, ya boy got whacked by a stalker, cuz I guess it all just leads back to the predator dad, cuz wackos do wacko shit. And before you know it, Serena aka Ruby Hoshino becomes this, and Amamiya aka Aquamarine Hoshino becomes that. By the time Ai passes away, Miyako Saito, the wife of Strawberry Productions president, who managed B Komachi, becomes the legal parental guardian of Aqua and Ruby. Her husband, Mr. Strawberry himself, just disappears, and Miyako takes over to manage the other types of influencers. Due to Ai's passing, even though Aqua was internally already an adult, he needed a mentor figure to help him move up in the entertainment industry so he can find and whack his predator dad. That guy is director Gotanda Taishi. He is a crucial character as the first director that started to put Ai in acting roles and basically discover Aqua as an actor as well. Through Taishi's movie, this was Aqua's first job as a child actor and where he'll meet a major character in the story, a young Arima Kana, who reams people with her knifing words. It is through director Taishi that the world of what we know about the entertainment industry expands, and what led to Ai to be where she's at and why she made the decisions that she did before she passed away. This is where the birth of many of the themes story gets unveiled. One of the biggest learning lessons is when Aqua made a deal with director Gotanda that if I can act in the movie, he would act as well, since the director saw something special with Aqua as an actor because he was such a great communicator. That part in episode 1 was one of the most heartiest and grounded moments in all of Oshinoko because of the significance of what it sets up for the entire story of Oshinoko. Aqua understood the intent without even being told, and that was what made him a great communicator. The mantra early in the story through Ai's perspective is living a happy life based on this Usosuki Onnanoko idol lifestyle. The central theme or motif that keeps popping up is communication and collaboration. Honestly, it feels like they're trying to give me some dating advice on the show. But what keeps this a cohesive story isn't only the drama, mystery, and potential murdering of a father predator. It's always about the wonderful lessons the characters learn that get you immersed into their peaks and valleys. And murdering that predator bastard that killed our star idol, Ai Hoshino, a B Komachi. In the world of idols, it's a fabricated image where you sell fake smiles but real singing and acting to bring happiness to the masses. As a fan of K-pop in the 2000s and early 2010s, I can totally relate to why these idols have to portray this single and ready to pretend to mingle idol image. As Ai Hoshino is living out a double life as an idol and unbeknownst to the public mother of twins, we get to see from Aqua's point of view the struggles of what it's really like to be in the entertainment industry. While everything comes down to business, there are some incredible lessons learned in the industry Aqua may have as a hidden talent. And that talent is understanding intent that can't actually be put into words. It's an amazing skill not only as an actor, but as a decent human being with tons of tact and social awareness. Ai Hoshino grew up in a children's home, aka an effed up orphanage. She was raised by a single mother who did a bit in prison for stealing, and then decided to steal Ai's childhood by making like a rattle and skedaddles out of her parental duties. So Ai never knew what it was like to love and be loved. Let's just say Ai's got some potential emotional disorders. However, her agency president, Saito Ichigo, was the one that scouted her and accepted her with all of her supposed faults and potential twin baby making liabilities. I was scared that what she would be saying would be lying to the masses. But as an OG K-pop fan, just lie to me, baby. Just tell me you're single and not banging that Super Junior member. President Strawberry tells Ai that lying is the talent of an idol. I mean, as an idol, you're essentially acting acting anyways. Strawberry basically gives her the fake it till you make it saying, in reference to her not being able to feel true love when saying it to her fans and the masses. But maybe it may actually turn into a reality that she finds something or someone she genuinely loves. One day, she might actually mean what she says, even though she truly doesn't feel that way right now. Being that Ai has this not being able to experience love disorder even when she had children, Ruby and Aqua, and not being able to actually say she loves them because she doesn't want the regret of saying something that intimate and serious to them unless she actually means it. And this is when murder.
Crazy fan murderer here, not sent by your baby daddies here.
The crazed stalker fan that murdered Aqua just stabbed the future of this Kita out of this character that just stole every Oshinoko watcher and readers' hearts in the most devastating way possible. Like every crazed stalker, it's their double life of lies that usually get them. As the stalker found out her location at the hospital where she was delivering Aqua and Ruby, and then somehow found out about Ai's location of habitation. What she took from this crazed stalker, he will take from Ai himself. It was in this moment, as Ai held everything inside, she finally says everything that she's been holding in all of these years to the stalker that stabbed her. As Aqua runs out to be an absolutely useless child doctor, Ai speaks her truth. The stalker starts to have second thoughts about his knife jab to Ai's stomach and tells her that she's been lying about using lies as love and that she doesn't even remember him. However, Ai remembered his name, Ryosuke, how he was at meet and greets, and that she actually still has one of his gifts on display, even though her only way to convey her love was to pretend through lies, hoping it would be truth one day. She still wants to try to love the knife-wielding stalker Ryosuke. The stalker has regrets and then ditches the dying purple-haired idol. Then, instead of Ai seeing her life flash before her, she starts to think about all the potential future events she'll be missing out on. Ruby makes it from outside the door and hearing and seeing her mother's blood on the other side of the door in the most traumatizing and disgusting thing ever that you'll never want your children to experience. But it was here, as Ai finally realizes her goal at the very end of episode 1, or the movie. She tells Aqua and Ruby, "Aishiteru." While our star idol gave us a traumatic and tragic end to her story, she was able to finally experience what true love really is by the very end, by not having to pretend through her lies, to give us at least a bittersweet end to the prologue and not just a terribly
Dark one.
This was the climactic end of episode 1, or the movie that really reeled you into the show, and why we are all watching the rest of Oshinoko. Before Ai died, she also left some last words of hope to hold onto for Ruby and Aqua, as she believes that Ruby will be an idol like her someday, and Aqua will be a great actor one day as well. Of course, this event was very devastating for Ruby and Aqua. As far as we know, Ruby over time has dealt with this a lot better. For Aqua, we start to realize some things about him in regards to this massive traumatic event that will get explored later on in season 2. But after these events of Ai getting murdered and Ryosuke finally getting caught and dying from suicide, Aqua thinks that this entire thing doesn't really make any sense. So he starts to go over and deduce everything about this mysterious stalker. He was a supposed normal idol student fan that was the same guy that killed him in his previous life. How did he know all about Ai's whereabouts? How did he know about the kids and where they live? Right now, it only points to one person.
The Predator.
Chi-Chi. And this is where a new Aqua was born mentally. From someone generally optimistic and happy to a more emotionless and dark version of himself, which birthed the MC
Predator.
in the making. Aquamarine in his quest to kill the Predator Chi-Chi or someone else that was in the entertainment industry. In season 1, we are reintroduced with an older Aqua and Ruby who eventually enter high school really early on in the season, and they run into a majorly central side character in the show, our flaming sweet redheaded petty Kana. Arima is reintroduced as Aqua and Ruby's senpai, as Ruby and Aqua is now attending this high school where a lot of the major teenage entertainers go. We'll come back to Arima because she's a fan favorite and an incredibly entertaining character that brings a special dynamic with all the major characters in the show, and at the end of season 1 she makes a big leap forward as a character. All of season 1 we get to see Aqua go on his quest to advance the main plot to find out who is his father, so he can cross his dad by acting in dramas and doing reality shows he doesn't really want to do, but in reality he is becoming the very thing his mother wishes him to be, and what director Taishi sees in him as a potentially great actor. After Ai's death, Aqua did act, but he was embarrassed by it that he basically quit, and we get more of that context in season 2 of what is wrong with Aqua's acting and how he'll have to work around those issues. But at the beginning of season 1, after all these years, Aqua called it quits on acting to just hoping to do all the behind the scenes type of stuff in the entertainment industry to help him move up the chains. But unfortunately for him, it just keeps coming back to the acting that will help Aqua advance on his hope to be murdering advances on his father. Speaking of murder, let's sprinkle in some suicide with a little bit of the dark elements that Kurokawa Akane brings. You know, when a character starts with Kuro, you know we are in for some
I'll help you murder.
no lie. For Akane, in the middle of season 2, she becomes the #1 waifu in the show, cause she is super down. But we are getting supremely ahead of ourselves here. But I'll save that for the next video because it was such an important moment.
I'm okay with murder.
Aqua eventually gets cast in this reality show by Masaya Kaburagi, whom was the first guy Aqua was suspicious of that eventually he developed a working relationship with. It is in this show where he meets Kurokawa Akane, mem-cho, and a few other interesting side characters. Akane is a young actor prodigy like Arima, except Arima fell off as she got older. We'll eventually get to that. Akane has some very interestingly creepy qualities about her, but I love it. Especially for our boy Predator Aqua. Akane's experience and likability level on this reality show
Plummeted.
as no one really liked how she was perceived on the show. Of course, a bunch of the show's themes and motifs pop up again about the entertainment industry as issues of communication, promoting a narrative that helps make a good show but causes immense scrutiny for our Akane occurs because of Akane's position as a top yakusha of La La Light Theater Productions, that the NPCs start to say a lot of negative things about her on social media and in real life at school, that she's a sloot and all the other nasty bullying things people say on social media about people, which is for the most part is false. And that is one of the bigger themes in the show. What was Ai's issue? Living this lie, portraying this lie, hoping that one day it can be true. But between an entertainment industry and in real life, the masses can never really see the truth, or you end up like Ryosuke. Akane couldn't take it anymore, and this big, dark, and negative crescendo of emotions were building within her character. The show did an incredible job to make us see Akane's struggle, from bottling everything up, not being able to communicate with anyone about her true struggles internally, even to her mother, the cast. There was no one but herself. And eventually, one day, she had enough. And then she tried to jump off the bridge. The social media hate was too much, and as she starts to fall off the bridge, it is here our MC Predator is doing a terrible job at being a predator and came to save the day by saving Kurokawa Akane before she fell to her death and imprinting this incredible memory onto Akane, cause nothing's more penny dropping than a guy saving a girl's life. It was here at the bridge and later at the police station for the aftermath, and when Aqua went through all the trouble to create a video and a new plan for Akane to help turn the negative social media sentiment around her from a negative to at least a mixed one with a more understandingly positive outlook. It's these two things, from Aqua saving Akane's life and going one step further to change the entire sentiment around Akane in the social media eye, that really saved Akane. Not just physically, but mentally. At this point in the story, Akane's character was all about feeling sad for her and how being a celebrity, along with being in the entertainment industry, can really throw your brains in a blender with a real mental health awareness message. People are saying things about you that aren't even true, and the show's purpose is to be entertaining and not about your feelings. We get all types of lessons from different angles from Akane's experience. Aqua also saved her from the producers and the makers of the show to help convince them, to help change the narrative around Akane, to push her into a different light. Because you know, they're just young and dumb teenagers. The adult makers in the show should have a responsibility to look after these youngins, especially when they are not adults. And still, why would you want to create all this hate to these people? It's all for the entertainment. The next step for Akane is to remove her real self in the reality show because it cuts too deep in reality since the social media sentiment of her true self came off so poor. So the next step is to just fake it with her best ability, which is acting. Eventually, the idea gets brought up that Akane must act like Aqua's type. That type, Ai Hoshino. This is where the crux in the creepy, insane side of Akane comes out. We become aware of how good Akane is at acting. When she gets into character, she profiles and goes deep into the character. She researched every single media piece and all of the history of Ai Hoshino. She has this incredible ability to deduce everything about her from her mannerisms and what that means for her and the characteristics, to most notably her signs of developmental disorder. She even sees how Ai is very unbalanced in her real life and how that is a characteristic of a young teenager who had sex during puberty. That is a very creepy thing to really deduce. How the hell does Akane know that? She even deduced that Ai's self-destructive behavior improved by the time she was 15, which falls in line of when she likely became pregnant and where she met her predator baby daddy. This is a recurring character motif that Akane shows, and it just gets even darker in season 2, but I think in a good way. Nothing shows how crazy good Akane's acting is, and it becomes even more clear when she returned back to the reality show and she acted just like Ai. By the reality show's end in season 1, Akane and Aqua agreed to be just work girlfriend and boyfriend for the public face. You see a lot of the recurring themes of what was represented through Ai's character development, like having to lie and put on a fake persona in the industry as part of the reality of being an entertainer. Through Akane's experience, we see a living a lie that will hopefully become the truth pop up later through Akane's progression as a character that is more pronounced in season 2 as the lines become more blurred between Akane and Aqua's work relationship that starts to become more like a real relationship. With Ruby, she serves as the catalyst for bringing back B Komachi back from the grave with a bubbly and kind of an airheaded personality. She serves mainly as that stereotypical idol that wants to be just like her mom, and she wants that to happen right now, in which Miyako helps put back together this B Komachi group. Aqua has been trying to stop Ruby in secret from wanting to become an idol, or her will to become one is just too great, and it became safest to just have Ruby sign with Strawberry Productions with Miyako, which they no longer manage any kind of idol groups until Ruby, who has to convince other characters like Arima and bring in someone from Aqua's reality show who is a streamer, mem-cho. Now, all the way back to Petty, Arima. She is probably the most popular character in the show, and I'm just assuming, but she has all the characteristics in season 1 that continues in season 2 that we all love about her character. She has incredible character development and symbolizes for me what makes the show so great. It's because the characters are so damn likable with a lovable and rambunctious personality, a pettiness, hardworking, shit-talking, quick quips. She has her own personal issues that she has to deal with as a former child acting prodigy who no longer has any real offers for working as an actor to just a failed singer that sings about bell peppers. Funny enough, the bell peppers is what leads her to join their recreation of B Komachi. Arima didn't so easily join B Komachi if it wasn't for her feelings for MC Predator, Aquamarine. When Arima saw Aqua again, her heart melted for him as he was so good when they acted together for director Taishi's movie in episode 1. Kana is out here stalking your boy. You know what they say, girls are attracted to boys that are just better than them. both Arima and Aqua acted again, and she became more and more romantically interested in him. On the Sweet Today live adaptation of Yoriko's popular manga, as Aqua got an A+ at playing the Predator Stalker. This arc basically solidified Arima's secret feelings for Aqua as she sees the potential in his acting and his good guy predator qualities. Arima basically carried the last 2 episodes of season 1 as we eventually get our climactic ending of the new Bikomachi, consisting of Kana, Ruby, and Mem-cho performing for the very first time. Arima had tons and tons of character exploration, starting with Ruby and Mem-cho trying to convince her that she is basically the center or the leader of their group. In terms of charm, Ruby shows flashes of eye. In terms of a following, Mem-cho is the most popular. So a big part of Arima's character development, she had a hard time believing that she could actually be the center of the group. This really tied into the child acting trauma of being that acting prodigy to being a failed singer. She didn't want those failures to be attached to Ruby and Mem-cho as well. But we got some really funny and cute scenes of Arima singing too. I really do appreciate some of the funny timing scene transitions in the show, and this coming together of Bikomachi was one of them. One of the biggest attractions of her character is her dynamic between the deep-seated rivalry between Akane and herself, and her jealousy over Aqua and Akane's relationship due to that dating reality show. They even kissed. Their rivalry goes way back to their childhood, and it becomes more and more pronounced in season 2 and some of the funniest dialogue possible. Great writers always create uniquely different characters with their own special qualities that the audience can admire, and having Arima versus this Akane rivalry is pretty damn entertaining to watch. And anytime you have romance, you're always gonna have a good sized female audience. Arima never realized until the very end of season 1 when Aqua actually tells her the intricacies of this relationship. After the reality show, she taps into more of her cold-blooded, blunt nature, and that gets enhanced in her jealousy of Aqua and Akane. So she becomes a total flaming ass to Aqua. This is one of Arima's bigger character developments, along with her childhood acting failures that probably made her character even more popular, and giving us, at the very end, a heartwarming, rewarding end to season 1 as she mentally overcomes this mental barrier through her performance. The best part about Arima's character development is how it coincides with the season 1 ending finale. We finally get a taste of the start of the return of Bikomachi. Many of the best moments in episode 11 is teasing this rise of these potentially new idol stars. Ruby shows she can be charismatic just like I. Most of the fans in the crowd are already mem-cho fans, so they have a base to work with. And this is shown with the glow sticks. And Arima may not be as popular right now, she still shows that she is deservingly the leader of this group. Look at Aqua dancing. This was a great use of comedy irony. Look at our emotionless predator MC dancing his tail off. At the end of season 1, I was really worried about the performance because to me, it's not about the music, but it helps if it's good. So I was happy that the main focus of the show, it was really about the characters and their inner dialogue, and that really gave us this really fun moment of her realization and her mentality as she was performing. And seeing Aqua just dancing, that was a great moment. All in all, I think it's important to just go back and rewatch these last 2 episodes of season 1, because while episode 1 or the movie prologue is why we keep watching, the last 2 episodes is the viewer's reward for a fitting climactic playoff. I have a heavy suspicion that this video is going to be super duper long, so I'm going to stop here while season 2 finishes up. The ending of season 1 sets up season 2 as Aqua accepts another role in a new 2.5D theater play Stage Around. Along with Akane and Petty Kana, the president of La La Lai Theater has a big connection to Ai, and so Aqua must act and have more of an opportunity to find his predator father. Overall, this anime is literally nothing without episode 1. If you are a person that judges episode 1 before continuing, episode 1 of Oshinoko is no different, and it is a movie, which gives you plenty of time to get into the characters, and I think episode 1 gave us a very intriguing end. However, if you advance through the story, Arima and Akane are your rewards, while Ruby slowly finds her progression as a character. Even though I didn't really cover other characters like producer Kaburagi, director Gotanda, mem-cho, and all the others, the side characters are really well written in their own right. And in the middle of season 2, Melt had a really great moment, but I'll save that for the next video. I'll try to sneak in some Oshinoko season 2 review videos if I can, but expect an entire season 2 review of Oshinoko. It is an anime I wish I started earlier because I love the writing in the show and the characters, but better late than never. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Oshinoko, at least season 1, whether you've watched it, haven't watched it, read it, I would love to know. I can finally see why a show like Oshinoko is so popular. The storytelling and the characters are so immersive and very entertaining. If you guys are big shonen watchers, I think a show like Oshinoko is the natural progression to watch next, as it focuses heavy on the characters, and you could build those big climactic moments like it's a shonen anime in a more creative way without having these superpowers that provides a crutch. So that's how you know how good the writing is in the show, when no one really has super duper powers, but they create really big moments that will give you goosebumps. So yeah guys, let me know what you guys think about Oshinoko. Do me a favor guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com, and let's pour one out for the last time for Kira, watashi wa star.